It's more like, did the reaction map actually help you on Monday or not? Or is it helpful or stressful? Something like that.
Oh, I didn't attend Monday's class, like barely.
Oh yeah. No, I forgot. I'm sorry, you're doing that, right?
Yeah.
Um. Oh yeah. I remember. Then from your previous week, do you feel that it is helpful or stressful? It has been around for a long time.
Mm. I think it's been helpful for me. Yeah.
Okay. Catch up with the Monday one. You see a lot of terrible questions, as Joel have said, lah, right?
Mm.
The kind of
Okay.
questions that if you can understand, I guess it does make you thrilled, lah, but it's a lot of effort. So the question is whether a reaction map or whatever I gave you is actually very helpful or just basically help. Yeah, that kind of thing. You just check it. Okay. Okay, that's for Monday. Last one, Ariel.
No, it's fine.
Uh, sorry, could you tell what it means?
Cause like if it's a reaction map question, then you have something to refer to. But like the polymerization is harder, kind of like harder, cause it's, I don't know, very visual. If you miss something, then uh-oh.
Let me get this straight. The reaction map does not no longer seems very complicated for you. It doesn't.
Yeah,
Even though the question clearly demands a lot of effort.
or I guess.
But the polymerization question, not necessarily demanding a lot of effort, but can be more confusing for you.
Yeah.
If you think about it, is it because of the question, visual, whatnot, or is it because the note is not as good as the reaction map?
Or probably because of the notes thing, because the reaction map makes it very, very clear.
Easy to refer, easy to
Yeah.
use. But the polymer notes are not easy to refer at all.
Yeah.
Okay. Those kind of things are what I'm trying to listen, because those are the problems we encounter, right? You and I, when I'm trying to catapult you one big picture, right now. To close this session, why am I trying to catapult you? Why am I be so greedy? We are not being greedy. We're not being kiasu. The issue with Sec 4 is very simple. The issue with Sec 4 is your teacher knows how important these two topics are. Very important. I've never met a teacher, no matter how bad, that underestimate organic chemistry and calculus, because they know the future. The future for organic chemistry and calculus are very, very important. And they are usually from a chemistry or a mathematical background. So they know all that, right? It's not just for Sec 4 final year or O level. Having said that, that will be part of the problem. No? They will go very detailed. They will pay a lot of attention. They will run out of time. And then the normal thing happens lah. They will give you all the details, all the practice, blah, 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 blah. And then maybe one or two exam paper. And then either SA1 on July or worse, prelim practice already. There is a very big gap. I was trying to explain to you guys. That's not gonna work very well for most students, including you guys. It doesn't work very well. You gotta go through what they call a pressure test. I've never seen a teacher pressure test you guys. Maybe it's impossible in school. I don't know. My goal to you guys is when teacher are giving you the practice, we parallel go through pressure test. So you get your practice and your pressure test. They will actually interact very well. The pressure test tell you your real problems in exam. Homeworks don't do that. Homeworks don't do that. However, because they tell you your problems in real exam, it gives you meaning to the homework that your teacher is trying to give you lah. And then kind of the homework makes your pressure test better and blah blah blah. They interact very nicely. That's the design. I'm trying to give you a very as complete of a knowledge as possible right now. If not, you cannot pressure test also. As a side bonus, you will be doing your homework much easily. That I can guarantee you. You may not understand your teacher at class if the explanation is not the best, but you will be able to do your homework well. Okay, and you will feel stability. That's another bonus. Anyway, homework makes your pressure test better. Pressure test motivate homework, blah, 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 save you time, blah, 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 whatever, whatever. Okay. And then when that happens, when the exam paper comes, you are very pressure tested. You're not just, oh, I did my homework. Yeah, I cannot explain to you why homework is not enough, lah, but you still have to do it. It's just that it's not, I don't know how to explain. Okay, maybe by experience, you know that homework is not enough, right? Hopefully. Anyway, so back to the catapulting thing. The notes are playing an important part right now, when you are still grasping for knowledge. When you're very good, the notes are not important anymore. Inside here better. Okay, so today we're going to talk about, let's make notes together. Now, I want to link from Ariel's comment. The polymer side of the note is not very good. Joel, do you feel that way?
Or maybe, yeah, I can put more details or
Okay.
examples.
Let's see. Eben, do you feel that way? Or you're not sure what's going on here?
I still haven't recap Monday's work yet, so maybe
Let me tell
maybe
you,
it
Eben.
should be
Let me tell you,
better.
Eben. Let me tell you, Eben. Your blankness, you're not actually very blank, but your apparent blankness more than the rest is actually very good today. Let me explain to you later, okay? Don't hide, yeah? Don't depress yourself because you are not catching up. Let me explain along the way why your blankness is very important right now, okay? Later, yeah? So don't hide, yeah? Don't depress yourself. We actually need that. Now, Matthew, you give me an impression that you have no problem with the polymer side. Is that correct?
It's less detailed than the reaction map, but I think I can like sort of use it quite well.
Good. I like the verb. You're using it for the question lah. Whatever, I mean, what else is the intent? Correct or not? That is the point. Now you're
Yeah.
saying that you can use it rather well to help you with the question. Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, people, 4 of you, this is great, okay? Today, I mean, by right, there are usually less people, and 4 of us will be actively discussing. I will try to remake the notes, not in my image. The reaction map has been a proven thing all along. I know that works, so I give it to you. The rest of the notes are more difficult to capture. Now that I think of it, it's because a good notes for a fresh student, you guys are still fresh, not yet. It's very hard to achieve without your input. Eben, your input today is especially important because you feel blank. You will therefore ask your questions, especially to clarify, as we remake the notes. We are remaking the notes, and you contribute by basically questioning what the note is all about. Okay, let your blank not be no question. Let your blank be helping all of us. I'm not sure what that makes sense or not, but your blankness is important today. If you are willing to use it for not just your benefit, but everybody's benefit. Okay, we are remaking the notes. Matthew, let's see whether you're saying that the notes are good enough for you. Let's see whether you can improve it even more, for your sake and for other people's sake, if that makes some sense. Ariel and Joel, you're in the middle, so might as well, right? You don't like the notes anyway. The thought of remaking the notes should not be a bad idea, if that makes some sense. Right? Now, I can tell you, polymer, they give super big weightage on polymer because of what they perceive as a very important topic in the future. If you are wanting to take chemistry, Ariel, polymer. That's it. Okay, bio also. Bio is also about polymers, proteins. Go. So yeah. Okay, now let's try to remake together. Remember, this is no longer it's no longer me showing you stuff, right? We have to combine my knowledge here and your needs into a better note. We must do that together. Okay. Let me put it in the most clearest way. I cannot do it without you. Not if we are going to make a very good notes. I cannot do it without you. We have to do it together, right? That seems to be the problem. Okay, now let's try. Okay, wait. Sorry. Let me check first that everything is okay. Yeah, no problem. We good. Now, unless you're in a noisy environment, do us a favor, everybody, and unmute. We are discussing freely. I will entertain any questions because of my assumption that I need your inputs, a lot of them, in fact. So please unmute and then participate freely lah. This is hopefully different than the previous session. However, I cannot force you. This is not like answering a question. There is no way I can force you one. If you don't ask your questions or be brave to ask, there is no input I can get from you. Okay, remember, this is not discussing questions, although we might be using questions from time to time. Okay, now I will start by describing the intent of the chemistry syllabus one more time. In terms of polymer, there is no special reaction that polymerizes. Frankly speaking, there is no special reaction. Okay? There is only holding hand, left and right. Now, do notice that this is not worth of a note at all. I am just putting it in page, and I'm hoping that the input from your side will make it more concrete. Okay, there is no special reaction that polymerizes. It's just a matter of let's hold hand on the left and let's hold hand on the right and repeats. That's all. However, the syllabus is very weird. The syllabus kinds of introduce new reaction, giving you an illusion that it is a special reaction, right? So the illusion comes in. The illusion comes in. The reaction between and this one. And then the reaction between this and that one. And then lastly, the reaction between this one, opening. Something like that. Those are the three reactions, and that's all. Now, if I were to make a note based on my experience, I would think, oh, this is enough. This is all you need to know. And that's correct lah. The problem is it might not be intelligible to you at all, people, right? So that's it. I'm going to stop here, and I'm hoping that you will start asking questions that will help us make it better. Okay? Please help me make a better note. If not, at least make a comment.
maybe you can say that polymerization includes holding hands infinitely, or like at least a lot.
Are you saying, let me clarify, Joy, are you saying that this big bracket and this n is not enough to communicate that? Something like that.
Yeah, it's not
It's not
doesn't
at all.
it's not polymerization exactly.
It doesn't feel like that to you at all. Something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so for now, I will add your suggestion. Polymerizing or polymerizers is simply holding hand infinitely or more likely, at least, I'll put the at least 50 times. Is it better, Joel?
Yeah, I think it's clearer because
Okay.
when we were doing our practice last time, there's
Mhm.
one question
Mhm.
where I asked something about this, but my notes didn't have it, so I was a bit confused.
Right. Now, this is polymerization. And thank you. If not, I wouldn't have put it in. I will thought the big bracket and the n is enough. Okay. Now, if that makes some sense, the n is like that, no? So this guy is the n. Now, at this point, people, you will realize one thing, right? Maybe Joel's question is good, right? And my answer to his question is good for him. It might not be good for you. It might not be. So at this point, I'm going slow. I'm just going to confirm with you whether you think my answer to his question is good for you, right? Ariel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything that you want more out of it?
Like maybe explain the arrows at like the two C's.
The 2C. Oh, this thing
Yeah.
alludes you. This thing. Oh, what's this guy going on, right? Something like
Yeah.
that. Okay, great. Okay. Now I will start by telling you an intent of the syllabus. The intent of the syllabus is this. They actually know, they know more, they know more. Oh, sorry, by the way, Kirana, I noticed that you're here. Please mic test first.
Yeah.
Okay, now Kirana, to give you a very clear idea, today we are definitely not doing something new, but we are remaking the notes. I noticed that people are more confused in the polymerization part, the reaction mark better. So I'm using this as an opportunity to remake the notes. However, Kirana, I am remaking the notes together with you guys.
Okay.
Let me put it in a clearer way. The more blank you are, the more you think you don't understand, the more your input is needed. Okay. Joel has taken a very great step. He's the one to request the first edition, which is this one. Just simply explain what polymerization is. To him, it is important. And so I just put it in because to me, I'm too experienced already. I think the big bracket and the n represents that meaning, but that's not true for Joel, and maybe it's not true for everybody else. So I thank Joel for asking that question, and therefore I am putting it here. You do notice that, right, Kirana, yeah?
Yeah.
This is already improving the notes from your point of view, not from my point of view. And then Ariel does us a favor and asks, please re-explain the double C one. It seems to be more confusing to her. In my point of view, that is easier. In her point of view, that's harder than the above two. Ariel, let me just confirm. The above two is actually clearer for you.
Yeah.
The C double bond is not clear at all.
Yeah.
Good. But I would assume the other way, right? You see what I mean, Kirana? Your input, especially if you don't understand, is what is needed today. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So please, I know you don't like to ask questions, but for your sake and for other people's sake, you must ask what you don't understand. I hope that makes some sense.
Okay.
Okay. So people, please how do I say, yeah? Please ask lah. So now I'm going to answer Ariel's question first. So I might have to move things lah. So let me move that. Once I realize I have to, I have to answer questions, I realize I might need to move things. So you gotta, there you go. And that's why at this point, you do not want to follow my notes. In the end, you will have around 5 minutes to copy whenever everybody's happy, and that will be enough. At this point, maybe you shouldn't focus on following my notes because it is not ready yet. I hope that makes sense. Now, I will explain the intent of the syllabus, not the intent of the question. The intent of syllabus is that there is a separation. There is a separation between the top two and the bottom one. The top two, sorry, that's bad. The top two has a certain specificness. Okay, you can arrange the holding hands. Now, here is already a question for you. Do you prefer the term specificness, which is a very formal term for the chemical guys, or do you prefer something more common like, hey, I can arrange the holding hand, something like that? You gotta tell me. Or you want to ask me to clarify even more. But I need your input, people, remember. So tell me something, please.
Give the proper term.
Specificness, but the proper term is not even in the syllabus, if you understand.
What?
It's just
Okay.
a proper term for the chemistry guys, is specificness. But the meaning is you can arrange the holding end in more detail. Something like that. Okay. Now, Ariel, what is it that you want? You tell me.
If it's not on the syllabus, then arrange the holding.
That's better.
Yeah.
Okay. Matthew, you tell us what you want.
I also feel like the more informal term will be better.
Okay. And this is part of the notes, right? So
Yeah, because the definition behind it is easier to understand.
correct. And it doesn't bother you, I hope, that they will never ask you the meaning of specificness, but you need to know the meaning, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Chosen by syllabus, right? This is chosen by the syllabus because these reactions can arrange the holding of hands, which you will realize at this point, holding our hands will never be usable in exam, but we don't care, right? That's not the point of the note, right? The point of the note is to help you understand the question, not answer them, right? I hope that makes sense. Ariel, therefore, the C double bond is chosen by syllabus. Of course, everything is chosen by syllabus also, right? Of course, because not like that, not like above. It is not very arrangeable, if that makes some sense. It's not at all. So there is a contrast between the first two and the third. Okay, that is the intent of the syllabus, and the question reflects this very well. In fact, the moment I see the question, it's very predictable what they will ask one, because I know the intent behind it, right? Oh yeah, this guy will be more design and this one will be less. Now, let me explain the double bond one more time. Okay. Now, in this case, I have to give you a more specific thing. Ariel, I invite you to give us a name which contains a double bond. You must choose the substance for us, basically.
Wait, let me think.
If not the English name, then the chemical formula, which is actually better, right, than the English name. You choose for us.
C4H8.
And you are absolutely correct. Wonderful. And this is a wonderful choice. Okay. Now I will illustrate this by two isomers. And then you're going to tell me whether illustrating it by two isomers is helpful for you guys, right? Okay. I would like to confirm first that all of you understand these two things. They are both C4H8. I do need at least one person to confirm with me. You okay? Okay, thank you, Joel. Those that don't understand, please tell me. Now, I intentionally don't draw the H, okay? The H will be too much of a visual noise, right? That's not our focus. Our focus is truly the bonds between the C. I don't even bother drawing the H's for now, okay? This is, of course, an error, but a note is never meant to be fully complete. A note is meant to be illuminating, right? To be enlightening. Now, please let me confirm one thing, that not drawing the full hands, not drawing the H is, in this case, not disturbing for you guys. If it is disturbing, at least tell me.
It's
Okay.
disturbing.
It is disturbing to you, Ariel. The rest?
I think for me, at least draw the hands to
Yeah.
represent. 'Cause
Right.
I don't know. Sometimes it's a bit hard to see which C
Fair,
has what hands.
Let's reach a compromise. Fair, right? Let's reach a compromise. Now, to be fair, in exam, they will draw all the H's lah. Okay, to be fair. But if you like, in your own version later, you put in the H. That's an easy compromise. Now, for now, I will just draw the hands. So please check that the hands are okay. Since you want the hands, you cannot just accept them blindly, cannot what? Please check that they are okay. I need to see 2 thumbs up. Checking hands should be a very quick skill, by the way. Okay, so good of you. Okay, good for you. Now, I'm using this tool to illustrate what happened if, they bond, right? So now, thank you for asking, Ariel. I noticed that whenever I explain rearrangement before polymerization, I noticed that whenever I do that last years, few years before you guys, people seem to be very confused. Okay, so maybe this is a detail that I shouldn't have skipped. So let's see. In my mind, I am fixed with this guy and that guy. In my mind, I am fixed with this guy and that guy. If you understand, you should have no problem. If you don't, here comes. Let's rearrange, right? Oh, sorry. So let me explain this very clearly, people. None of the hands that you see can hold hands. This one cannot, 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 and this one cannot. Remember, the purpose of polymerization is to hold hands, at least 50 times. Those things that I draw cannot hold hands. And there is a very simple reason why. Who knows the reason, if I may ask. Cannot hold hands.
Is it because there's a H there?
Simple, right? Simple. There is a H. Okay. And therefore, it merits drawing the H. I suppose it merits drawing the H. Okay. Maybe I should have drawn the H. You know what? Maybe I should. H, and everything else also has H. I won't draw everything, right? So who can hold hands? Somebody know or not? Who can hold hands? Who? Who? Does anybody know?
The one with the double bond.
Which will be open or broken. Thank you, Matthew. Therefore, the purpose of rearrangement is to give the opening double bond, space on the left and space on the right. Therefore, look. Okay, I have to make sure everything is free on the left and on the right so that my breaking double bond, only one of the double bond can go here and go there, and therefore be free hands to hold. Let me do the same thing for the next one. Do notice that? And then I have to somehow make space on the left and on the right. And I can do this. I can do that. I can reorientate stuff, no problem. And then I will break one of the double bond and then put it on the left and put it on the right. And voila, I will be able to hold hand at least 50 times. This is usually how I explain. Now it is your turn, people, to request, I guess, more things.
Wait, I got a question.
Yes, Kirana.
So the one with the double bond, they will break and hold hand.
All right, right. Is your question why would they break or why would they hold hand after breaking?
Like why would they hold hand?
You have no problem imagining that they can easily break.
It's just a bit confusing.
All right, then let me answer both questions. Okay. So people, now especially for the ones in combined science, I'm sorry. Joel, because you are in IP, perhaps only you will receive some explanation why the double bond is easily broken. Perhaps, I'm not sure, because it is taken from year 5 stuff, right? Or JC1 stuff. The explanation is not complicated, but it is totally not sensible without a drawing of the double bond. That opens too many can of worms. So at this point, the only thing I can say to you so that you're not troubled by it is that one of the double bond is easily broken. Only one. Okay. One of the double bond is very easily broken. You do not know why, fortunately. I'll give you a little bit more detail because the double bonds are not similar to each other at all. They are actually different. It is not visually represented here. One of them is very easily broken and therefore it breaks. That's it. Okay, it breaks. Now, once it breaks, it will automatically reach out to the left and to the right. Okay, something like that. Actually, it could reach out to the bottom. There is no problem reaching to the bottom. But for our purpose in exam, you want to pretend it is reaching to the left and to the right because it is the easiest way to draw. So, Irana, it is an illusion, a convenient illusion that they reach to the left and to the right, rearranging everybody else. It's a convenient and therefore important illusion to follow in exam.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. In reality, you're right. They are not necessarily left and right. You can just hold hand right and bottom what? You're still holding hand what?
Mm.
The chain will not be straight, but they don't care. It's just that you care. You want to draw as conveniently as possible, so the illusion is there. And frankly
Okay.
speaking, the question, the syllabus, the teacher kind of follows all this illusion, so to speak. Illusion, right? Because it's a convenient one.
Okay.
Right? It is a very good question, right? Now, people, back to Ariel further. Ariel, did I answer or did I give what you want, so to speak?
Yes.
All right. People, has this explanation give you more question to ask? Matthew?
No, not really. It like kind of made the double bond more clear.
Okay, you're saying that this is good, but you probably already kind of know this yesterday, something like that.
Yeah.
No more explanation is needed for now.
Nope.
Okay. Joel?
It's clearer.
Okay. No questions.
No.
Okay. Now, can we now I will ask you a question. Let's go back to the intent of the syllabus, because the intent of the syllabus will show through the question one. This is an arrange. This one, well, not very easy to arrange. I mean, who actually understand this? Let me put it another way. Is more explanation desired? If you guys don't tell me, I don't know what to do, right? I will pretend that I don't know what to do. Okay. In other sessions, if you have no question, I move on. But in this case, because your input is important, if you don't tell me anything, I will be, well, confused. So do you guys want more explanation?
Wait, just to clarify, like when you break the double bond, it goes to the left and the right, right?
As an illusion, right? Okay, then.
So like,
everybody else kind of bend to make space. That's an illusion, right? And then?
So like, because in my notes, I have like C3 instead of C4.
Yeah.
So like this applies for all double bonds, right?
Okay, let me give a very clear example of that. Okay, fair question. Now, maybe I'll put it this way, the shorter it is, the less complication it is, something like that. The longer the C's are, the more bending you have to do. Okay, maybe I just so in the original notes, maybe I'll put a C2 a C2H4. I'll look at a C2H4 like that. You have to rearrange, right? Rearrange. How? Make space, right? Make space. So shift like that, and then like that, open. Correct? That's a C2 A C3, H6 will be like that. Then there's no isomer, so it's easier. Notice that a lot of things are blocking. So this one is blocking, is a block. This guy is also blocking, right? Notice that. So I put them aside. I just focus on these two C's. Put them aside here, like that. Put them aside. And then double bond, break, move left, move right. Right. So far, am I answering your question, Matthew?
Yeah.
Now, notice what happens if it's very long, right? So let's say C8, H16. And the double bond can be anywhere, right? So maybe the double bond is at C3 and C4. And then I still have a lot of C to contend, right? Okay. Now, in your point of view, you should think, wow. You should think that, wow, this guy is blocking the way. It's blocking, right? Wow, this guy is blocking the way. Right? So what do we do? Well, we move them aside, right? So rearrange. If you don't have space, I mean, just rearrange like that, right? And then you have the double bond to break left and break. Now, am I answering your question, Matthew? Or is this something else?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. The rest of you, your input line, this page, just this page, is it actually important for you? Kirana.
A bit.
Okay, sure. Joel?
Yeah.
Okay. Evan?
Things okay.
All right. Ariel?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. From your tone, I'm sensing there is no question lah. So, okay. Okay.
Wait, so just to confirm
Right.
what you said,
Uh-huh.
the C's with the double bond will rearrange such that there is a free hand on the left and on the right, like as an illusion.
They break lah. They break.
Yeah.
The rearrangement is all the other C's making way. Making
Oh.
way lah. Making way. And after they make way, so to speak, the double bond, one of the double bond will break and become an open left and right.
Ah, I see. All right. Thank you.
And that is just the general thing you do with this kind of thing. General thing you do. Okay. So if there is anything else to clarify. Okay. Now, they might actually, now the question design is like this one. Polymer go to monomer. Identify the monomer, please. Or monomer go to polymer, right? Right now, we are doing is monomer becoming polymer. We start with the monomer. We become the polymer. Or the rearrangement that way. For the sake of clarity, maybe I'll give you the polymer and then you draw the monomer. Okay. Let's just see whether that helps you or not. The polymer is usually drawn like that one. Or more likely, it will be drawn like this. Dot, 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 and dot, dot, dot. Okay. Then they will give you like that, like that, like that, like that. Then give you like that, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that. Okay, give you that. And then they will do that again. And then do that again. There. And then the dot, dot, dot. Now the dot signifies that there is more, but it repeats. Look, there is no other sentence in this question. I'm just drawing for you. You can already make a guess. Is this monomer to polymer or polymer to monomer? Somebody answer, please. If you are confused, time to give your input, please. If you don't even understand what I'm saying, time to say something.
Wait, what does the dot 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 represent?
It is not ending. It is never ending. The question actually draws it that way. And it implies that it's a repeat. Implies. So whatever else I'm going to draw there, it will be just the same as what you say. Therefore, dot, dot, dot. Does that make any sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Back to the first question. Is this polymer to monomer or monomer to polymer?
It should be polymer to monomer, right?
You're correct. So Matthew and everybody else, can you actually draw the monomer? Therefore, please draw the monomer. Okay, that will be a first real question today. Please do that in 1 minute.
Wait, I don't really understand the drawing.
Is it because the drawing is bad or the drawing is clear but
I
you
just don't
I-
understand in general.
Now Kirana, do you understand when we say this is a polymer given to you and they will definitely therefore ask you for a monomer? Is that the intention? That one is clear, Professor.
Like so.
Is this a monomer?
No, it's
Correct. It's not small, it's not short, correct?
yeah.
Is this a polymer, which is the result of small things holding hand together indefinitely? Does it look like it?
Yeah.
So this is a polymer lah. So you're looking at something very long, they just take a snippet of it. Make sense, right? Kirana?
Okay.
Then they're asking you, so give me the monomer. That's just how they ask lah. Make sense?
Mm.
Okay. Try. Even though time is up, please try. Now, whoever has an idea already, if you could tell me. Yeah, I'll wait for 1 more minute. Sit here. Okay, now, people, I will now treat this as a question because I'm telling you this is how they ask that, right? So, polymer to monomer is the issue right now. It's not the other way. Now, I noticed some people, even at prelim, answer it this way. They take a copy of this, right? Basically, the answer to them is okay, like that, like that. Then delete that. Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh, I'm missing a hand here. Yeah, sorry, missing a hand. Apologies, that means I'm missing it. So they basically just take this and then they kind of cancel this one, because they have a understanding that it was an open left hand, so they fold it back and then they just randomly put it like that, something like that. Okay, and this to them is the monomer. Now, before we take a break, who was tempted to answer basically this way? I'm happy if nobody's tempted, but I've seen enough lah. I've seen enough mistakes. Who is tempted to do it this way? If nobody, then I'm gonna invite somebody. Evan, you're not tempted to do it this way?
I was going to do it like
Right.
that. Yeah.
But then what did you do?
Um,
You don't have any other alternative yet right now, correct?
yeah.
Okay, then obviously, at least to you, this is a very important thing to discuss lah. Now, let's take a break for 5 minutes and then we'll discuss the answer lah. Right? See you guys in 5 minutes. Mhm. Okay, mic test, everybody. Are you guys back, Ariel? Eben, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Joel? Okay, good. Kirana?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Matthew?
Yeah.
All right. Last one, Ariel. Are you back? We'll still start, okay? Now, for those who understand why this is wrong, good for you. I will try to explain very clearly why this is wrong so that you are no longer tempted. Maybe in exam, you will, kind of forget and maybe you will be very tempted to do this. This does not work at all because, make it smaller first, I'm sorry. The reason why this is a wrong monomer because the proof is something like differentiation integration. If you want to prove your integration is correct, you differentiate. Okay, what am I doing? What do I mean by that? This is the wrong monomer. Why? I will prove it by polymerizing this monomer. Okay, how do we polymerize this? Everybody seems to agree that when we polymerize, we have to get rid of all the blockage, right? And you notice that the left one has no blockage, right? Again, we focus on this one, these two. So there you go. We focus on this one. Please note that the left guy is totally free. I get it. But the right guy has a lot of blocking, correct or not? The left guy has a lot of blocking. So what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to clear the block. And when you clear the block, you realize you cannot even clear the block. You cannot do that at all. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to do that, is it? Something like that? Supposed to do that, which is extremely weird. I hope you have that feeling. It's extremely weird to have to do that. Second thing that is telltale is, look at this. How many hands does this C have? That's the first reason. The second reason is how many hands? Look at that. How many hands? Somebody give me an answer though. How many hands? Somebody? Eben?
Yeah.
How many hands? Count.
Hmm. How many hands?
Yeah. In the monomer, how many hands? Count.
$20, right?
No. No, only this guy. Count this guy's hand. How many hands?
Oh, 4. Yeah.
4, which is great, right? Nothing wrong with 4 hands, right? How
Yeah.
about the other guy?
4 as well.
Count again.
Oh, 5.
There you go.
Yeah.
One of these reasons is enough for you to conclude that this is the wrong monomer. A monomer cannot be like that. Okay, this is the second reason. This is the first reason. Okay, now again, I'm proving it by 2 ways lah. This cannot be the monomer. Can you accept that, Evan? Ariel, just to check, are you back? Okay, now to get the right monomer, the first step is to look at it this way. This is the first step. See the non-repeat. I am curious, who actually managed to see this, this is the first step. If somebody did manage to do this, can I have a thumbs up? Nobody. Wait, Matthew, not even you managed to see this.
I was quite confused as to what to do because like it was quite big.
And they will do this in question. Okay, understand. So this is the first step. Therefore, I have to ask you, does the first step even make sense? I need to see some thumbs up or no thumbs lah.
Can you repeat one more time? Sorry.
Right. This is a visual skill to see the non-repeat. What I'm trying to say is they give you a polymer, man. They have no obligation. They have no obligation to give you just the one which repeats. Again, sorry. I'm saying that they can give you more than one monomer inside this polymer. Again, another way of saying is that they give you 3 monomers here. Joel, they give you 3 monomers, 3 repeat units. Do you see that? Do you see the 3 monomers that they give you?
Yeah, I guess so.
If you can see the 3, you automatically see the 1. This is the 1. This guy is the 1. And you have to see that first. Make sense?
Oh, okay.
Now, you and Kirana thumbs up. I need to see a thumbs up from Ariel, Eben, and Matthew. Does this even make sense? Okay, Kirana.
Or where's the 3? Which one is the 3?
Very good. Now, you have to clarify this kind of thing, I think. So, this is 2, which is exactly the same as the first one. And this is 3, which is exactly the same as the first 2. There you go. Do you see that now? See how they actually repeat.
So I
Yeah.
need to know this structure, like I need to have it memorized.
No, they will give you a different thing in exam. There's no point in memorizing. There is every point in seeing the repeating structure. Wait, are you saying that you cannot see that this and this and this are repeating stuff? Are you saying that?
No, I can, but yeah.
And that
I mean-
would be a skill needed.
Yeah.
Again, you're saying?
Like, will there be a structure with like 3, like 3
Oh, they
columns?
can give you a structure with 4.
Okay.
Yeah, which again makes it very important to see the repeating structure. I think this is a problem that you can address in Monday. Monday, we see a lot of repeating structures. Part of the skill. Okay, I think you should go and see that before next Monday. Make sense?
Yeah.
Right. But let me I cannot overstate this one. That is the skill. You gotta see the repeat. Yeah. So for those of you who have seen that, okay. Oh, this is the non-repeat. That's the first step. There is no other first step. Therefore, go back to monomer, right? Therefore, second step, just go back to monomer, right? Going back to monomer turns out to be extremely easy once you see it, right? So I'm just drawing that, right? Just drawing all that. There's no need to rearrange and everything. I mean, going back is simply like that. Does it look? Meaning, don't have this, right? Don't have that. Just like that. That's the monomer. Some people will present it as, this is the second step. That's it lah. That's it. Okay. Third step, not necessary. But maybe to some people, it's nice to have. something like that. But the third step is not necessary. Now, I want to confirm the second step. Second step, everybody thumbs up or not? Okay, well, okay, Matthew. Kirana, okay. Eben and Ariel, are you guys okay? Eben and Ariel.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, Ariel, you're back, yeah. Eben?
You're just forming a double bond, right?
Yes, I'm just folding my hand back. Remember, I was opening my hand. Now I'm just refolding it back. I hope that makes sense. I'm just reversing the process from the previous one
Oh, okay. Yeah.
because I'm going from polymer to monomer, right? Okay, something like that. Now, the third step is not necessary, but in MCQ, okay, question will present this way. I hope that makes some sense.
Yeah. Okay.
The second step, this is in paper 2, the long version one. It's totally okay to present. It's okay for you to present this way. It's the easiest, fastest, and most importantly, free of error. I think if you do it this way, it will be free of error. The MCQ will not, and therefore make it slightly harder for you, right? I was thinking about it, and now I'm adding it to the note. Remember, the whole point of today is to remake the notes, right? So even my last comment here, somebody tell me, is that useful or is that more confusing? Something like that. Tell me.
Wait, the last comment is like just the third step, right?
The last comment is on the third step, the fact that it's not necessary in P2, might as well I just say in paper 2, yeah? Not necessary in paper 2, but expect that to happen in MCQ, making your life harder, right? But the second step should be what you do in paper 2. Does that make any sense? Is that helpful? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it's quite helpful. Like,
Very good. Because you can expect this to happen. Okay. I'll show you yesterday's question one more time. Oops. Sorry, Monday's question. Right. Okay, now most of you do not have the new notes, right? So unfortunately, we are now having it in 3 pages. I haven't reorganized it better. For your benefit, I will reorganize it and then give it to you on Monday, right? You are free to definitely make your own notes. I will provide you with an alternative organization, right? Okay, but to test the note is to give you the question. Look at this question one more time. This is a test. Does the note help you understand this question? If not, should we go even further, right? So now this is a real question and you must clarify with me what you don't understand. You must ask. You don't understand this. If not, I don't even know what to put in the notes. Okay. The 1-mark question. Okay, I'm going to ask Ariel first. Ariel, is the question okay? Do I need to re-explain the question?
It's okay. You don't need to re-explain it.
Right. Then for the part 2, B part 2, Did you understand it? Do you want me to put in more notes? Blah, blah, blah.
Put in more notes.
But can you kind of tell us your confusion or your concern?
I don't know enough to like know what I don't know.
Understand? Okay, I'll ask one more person first, right? Eben, do you understand the question first? Unfortunately, this is from Monday, lah, so you have to kind of quickly understand.
Oh, I think I saw this question. Yeah, you asked me to answer this question on Monday. Yeah.
Right. And at this point, you are certain you at least understand the question.
Yeah.
The answer, Lee, however.
Yeah, it was it was reacting to itself, right? Or something like that.
Okay. I think most people have the inkling, but I will try to complete the note. This probably should be the last thing. Now, what they are trying to train you people, what they are trying to train you is this, right? Wait. COH will shake hand with only two things. They're trying to tell you that. So they're trying to train you that. So I'm inviting Joel. Joel, in polymerization reaction, they give you 3 reactions. The first 2 is specific because COOH will only react with who?
COH will
Only with, sorry, with?
Is it with KOH and
Right. Now, obviously, that's from the reaction map, but that's not useful for holding hands. The holding hand reaction is in front. That one. I'm sorry. This one. The ester and the amide bond. So again, COH in polymerization will only hold hand with?
COH will only hold hand with OH and NH2.
Right. Forming what you call ester bond and amide bond. Okay?
Yeah.
You notice that comes up a lot, right? So it's good to understand amide bond. So the reaction map is not very helpful here because I intentionally separated, right? But the point in the polymerization is I can arrange COH with OH or COH with NH2. Therefore, I can make things orderly. They always give you that. And then I can make sure COH will shake hand. Well, not with A, right? Not with that. Correct? Because I cannot shake hand with A. Not with that, but with somebody else. B. I make sure, therefore, giving me an A, B, A, B. Therefore, giving me that. And these are ester bond. Ester bond, ester bond, ester bond. I already tried to cover this from the first week, and then the question keep asking. I need to just confirm that everybody can accept this. You seem to know this instinctively already. Let me just confirm that. Matthew, are you sure you're okay with this?
Yeah.
Okay. Kirana, Ariel.
Can you repeat the first part again? The connect.
Holding hand one.
No, the after that one.
So Kirana, COH will not hold hand with COH. Will not. Correct or not? COH will not hold hand with COH. That's all.
Why though?
In terms of reaction, if it is not listed, therefore it doesn't react. That's how the syllabus thinks for you in that sense.
Oh,
Like CO2 and O2 does not react. Why? By experiment, it does not. That one you can be sure of. But the syllabus will just say, yeah, but it's never listed what? Something like that. Something like that. So COH will not react with COH. Why? In syllabus, they never list for you. They never teach you something like so it doesn't react. If that makes some sense.
okay.
Of course, they will give you new reactions which they expect to you. Hey, it's not listed, but it reacts, Yeah, that's a different problem. As for syllabus purposes, COH does not react with COH. If you want some logic, acid does not react with acid, if that makes some sense.
Okay.
But acid reacts with alcohol. Why? The correct answer is by experiment, it does react. Syllabus say they teach you what? Something like that.
Okay.
And therefore, that forms the idea of A cannot bond or hold hand with A. A must hold hand with B. And B must hold hand with A. So A, B, A, B, A, B. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Now, this one is designing. This one is therefore called designing the polymer. They intentionally do this so that they can design the polymer, and voila comes all the different plastics you use in your life, from your handphone casing to your handphone protector to your TV to your clothes, blah, blah, blah. All these are by design. They probably never say it that far in syllabus. I'll just summarize for you. This is very important to make the polymer that you want or you need. Okay, my child played with Duplo. Duplo is the large version of Lego. I now appreciate the fact that Duplo plastic is excellent and wonderful. They make it very well. It is by design that the plastic is very good, by design. Anyway, this is designing the polymer. Let's go to the double bond. The double bond cannot do this. That's it. I will summarize it this way. A double bond will react with other double bonds. So what else to say? It will happen. And there is no way to prevent. Right? Put another way, the top one, you can arrange the marriage, something like that. The bottom one, they will just hold hand with anybody possible. Right? It's not arrangeable. And that is the basics of the answer here. Okay, you cannot ask styrene to only hold hand with butadiene. Styrene will hold hand with styrene or anybody else, something like that. And that is not something good if you want a very designed polymer. Okay, but it's easy, so there's some advantage in doing it. Now, to me, that's an enough explanation. I gotta confirm with you because this is the essence of the questions they're trying to ask you. Every time they ask, there's always this thing one. So you cannot ignore that. I don't think it's very difficult to understand also. Gotta confirm that. Is everybody okay with this? Is this the note that you want?
Wait, so basically double bonds will they cannot have an arranged bond. So they will just randomly bond with other
They
double
random.
bonds.
They random. Yes, basically. Not arrangeable or random. Correct.
Okay.
The randomness will be there. Whereas the top one, I hope you can see why it can be arranged. If you want to, it can. The randomness. This is the heart of the topic, and they will allude to it. Kirana, is this okay? Is this the note you need? Blah, 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 that kind of thing.
Yeah, I understand.
Sure. Evan?
Y-
Ask,
yeah.
ask. You sure? You don't want to ask anything? You want to clarify anything? Are you sure?
Uh, hmm.
I know you're the quiet guy, but are you sure you have nothing to ask? Sure or not?
Can you
Come on.
I think no, I think it's okay. Yeah.
Okay. Now, in this case, quietness is probably not a virtue, yeah, Evan. But okay, Joel.
I'm okay with this. I understand what's going on.
Okay, Ariel.
Yeah.
Now, in my perspective, this is the end of the syllabus. They will push it until this far. This is the furthest concept they want you to understand, and they will test you. Okay, it's not also a rare question. The way they test you kind of feels that they always want to ask this. So just make sure you understand it. Okay, this is the edge, if you like. And that's it. That's it. My job is to summarize the four notes into something that you can use better. The more compact the note, the more easier for you to use it. But I guess I have to do that. Not today. Okay. Now, if there is nothing else, I would like to try with an A math topic. Okay. Same thing. We're going to make the notes together. If this appears new, exactly the point. Again, exactly the point. We are trying to make something new here. Yeah, exactly the point. If you have no objection, okay, I will go for it. This one is amen. Now, I will introduce a totally new topic, and therefore, okay, I hope it doesn't backfire. I hope it doesn't make you feel so blank that you don't know what to ask. Actually, I hope I can fish out many questions from you. That is still my purpose. Please don't be afraid, or please don't freeze because you feel that you don't know anything. That's the whole point. I'm trying to fish out the questions from your perspective. All right. Okay. Come, let's try our best in the remaining 20 minutes. Okay. Help me out. I need your perspective to make a good notes. Okay. For everybody's sake. Now, I claim to you that they are easy differentiation and integration questions, so to speak. I claim easy differentiation. Differentiation formally looks like that. And integration yesterday looks like that. I claim there's an easy one. I have been talking to you about the easy one, right? Therefore, there's a hard one, right? Therefore, here's a hard differentiation and hard integration questions. Okay, I will now try to explain how they make it hard. I will explain that because if you understand what makes it hard, you will better know what to do. That's the whole point. If you understand their logic, you know what to do. Something like that. Again, I guarantee you, the logic never change. The thought behind it never change. And that's why I must teach it to you. That's why you must grab a hold of it. You will then compare easy and difficult, and then you draw your own conclusion. But that's after everything. So now this is the hard one. Okay, I will only describe this guy. Okay, the differentiation hard one may be the last one to talk about. I'll talk about this. Okay, now integration. Now get used to this symbol, integration as no rules. No rules. Meaning the rule, the times, the divide, and the inside rule. Okay? They don't have a rule. They have no rule until you go to engineering courses. They have no rule. They absolutely have no rule to help you. The rules are meant to help you in differentiation. In differentiation, you have 3 rules, man. The 3 rules allow you to differentiate anything and everything. So something like that. Something like that. Integration has no rules. So therefore, the syllabus acknowledges this. You may not. I'm trying to ask you to follow me. The syllabus know this, and the syllabus know, therefore, the integration can only be like this. Okay. Therefore, either give you easy integration or basic integration, sorry, because no rules, man. Either give you basic integration, that's all, or give you impossible integration. That is his only choice. This one is the hard one. This one is the easy one. One more time. When we cover the questions from the previous weeks or yesterday, the integration feels easy and doable. It's not because they're mocking you. It's not because they're mocking your knowledge. Okay? No, they know they can only give you 2 types, and they are very different in extreme. Either they give you most basic stuff, or they give you totally impossible one. That is the reality of integration. They are not hiding from you anything, nor they are trying to make your life hard. It is the reality of calculus. I'm not joking. This is beyond the syllabus. The syllabus cannot do anything to this because integration has no rules to help you. Differentiation have. Yeah. So this one is what I call the hard integration. It is actually not hard. It is impossible. Hard means you can, you can probably attempt. Impossible means you shouldn't attempt. You shouldn't attempt. Okay. You should change the question. Change the question to make it basic. Now, I'm going to say this clearly. The changing part, you have to change the impossible integration to basic integration. That is 4 to 6 marks. Let me repeat this very clearly. There is no point in integrating at first. You have to change it. You have to know how to change it. You have to know what to do. You have to know the basic stuff. So you have to know from where to where, so to speak. And that's why they give you 4 to 6 marks. This never happened in the easy thing. The easy thing, if you want to integrate, we just integrate because it's ready to integrate. That's 4 to 6 marks. Now, because if you change it properly, it becomes basic. The integration itself, then you integrate. Then you integrate something basic. Then it's only around 2 marks. The integration itself is only around 2 marks. And then there'll be some finishing touch, plus, another 2 marks, something like that. Okay? The integration itself will feel as simple or as basic as the easy questions. The hard one is to change it from difficult or impossible to basic. Okay, I'm telling this from the start. Okay, there are 3 ways to change it. Matthew, what are we trying to change here? From what to what?
From the impossible,
Integration into?
the basic one.
Right. There are only 3 ways, and they so like these 3 ways. Thank you, Matthew. They so like it, they will always give it to you. Always, 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 always. And the basic concept is always, I'm giving you something impossible. You have to know how to change it. What are the 3 ways? Partial fraction. Ta-da! I will show you later. The change itself is either the change itself 4 to 5 marks. Okay. The integration later on, because it's so troublesome, actually give you 3 marks. Okay. Usually there's no plus, 0 marks. This is at least. So partial fraction in Sec 3 is something that immediately helps you integrate. If you don't do the partial fraction, well, can you integrate? I'm just gonna ask that question, okay, just to be clear. Ariel, if you don't do the partial fraction correctly, can you integrate?
No,
Will you get the integration marks?
no,
Do you understand what I'm saying there?
yes.
Which one is more important, the partial fraction or the integration?
Partial fraction.
If that makes some sense. Yeah? Okay, partial fraction is the change. You may not like it, I understand. You may like it, sure. But let this be a motivation whether you like it or not. Because it's not that you're going to lose 5 marks. You're going to lose all the marks, right? Then might as well save time and do something else. But we're not going to do that. We're going to get it, okay? Now, that is the change that you're familiar. The second change is people are not going to like this, man. People are going to trigo. And most of the time is trigo identities. Okay, some of you will be groaning already lah. Some of you don't even know trigo identities, right? Some of you are in the middle of it. But trigo identities is the change. Is the change. And that will be again around 4 to 5 marks. You know what? Don't stress yourself. It's 4 marks. Okay. Then the integration will be around 2 marks, and usually there'll be a plus around 2 to 3 marks. Okay, at the risk of being obvious, Joel, have you done trigo identities?
Yes, but I'm not good at it.
Yep. Now, to make this clear for everybody, even though 3 of you probably haven't done it, if you cannot do the identities and therefore the change, can you do the integration, Joel?
Yes, should be.
Cannot, because the trigo identity is the one that changes the impossible integration to the basic integration. If you cannot do it, can you integrate? Think about it.
Oh, yeah. Wait, I thought you were talking about after the first part.
If they give you the answer key, then you can. If they don't, and usually they don't.
Oh,
Usually they don't. You don't even know how to change. That's the worst part. This is a worse trigo than other trigo. Other trigo sometimes give you the answer key, proof that this is that. Scary. Scary. Okay, so Joel, just to be very clear, if you cannot do the change, which is the trigo identities, can you get any marks?
no.
No. Let's just be clear. So there's a lot of mistake here. And well, yeah, whether that's good news or bad news, I'm telling you first. Sec 3 or Sec 4, right? For those who don't know what trigo identity is, you're going to get a taste very soon. The last one is, differentiate first, then reverse it as integration. This is the change. Okay, this is the change, and this is also 4 marks. Okay, then the integration will give you another 4 marks. Okay, for a total of 8 marks. There's no plus usually. I'm trying to convince you that this makes sense without showing you any example question. This is a proper note, by the way, because this explains what never changed. What never changes, they always ask you to do this. They will ask you to differentiate first, and then they will ask you to reverse the process and pretend there's integration. Why? Because they know the integration is impossible, but differentiation is always possible. One more time, integration, just a bit more complicated, is already impossible. But differentiation is always possible. So they ask you to differentiate and then reverse it as a clue for the integration. Okay, I'm speaking in abstract things here. Let's see how much it makes sense. Ariel, am I making any sense?
Yes.
So follow me, if that makes sense. Follow the question. Differentiate first and then reverse it somehow. That's it for 8 marks. That's it. That's it. Okay, guys. I will show you just an example of the last one. Everything else is very different. I have to cover it with you next Wednesday, but I will try to show you the last one. Yeah, try to show you the last one. Now, as a word of encouragement, after a while, they don't seem very hard one. If you know what's going on, they don't. I'm not sure how much that's worth. Okay, this is a simpler one. Why? Because it's 5 marks. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this question here. Okay, Kirana. Okay, look at this question. Please unmute. What does the question ask you to do first? Check it out.
Differentiate.
Why? Because differentiation is always possible. Remember that. Okay. Then, hence, find what? What is it? Find the integration. This is the symbol of integration, in case you don't know, right? That's a formula. As I promised, right, Kirana, differentiate first, then integrate. Now remember the notes. Why do they ask you to differentiate first?
Like, so it's easier.
How, in what ways it is easier? Because after you differentiate, you reverse it. And therefore, that's the clue for integration. Okay? Kirana and everybody else, let me state this very clearly. Try to do this directly. Try to do this directly. Strictly speaking, not even a professor can. A professor will immediately figure out the differentiation. Nobody can do the integration directly. This one. Nobody, Nobody. If you want to do that, might as well just abandon the 5 marks. Don't do that. Okay? If you think you can do it, something is wrong with your concept. Something like that. Something like that. Okay, let's give it a try. We are still in note mode, so okay, but differentiating should be simple. Ariel, rules or no rules?
Rule.
And which rule is that?
The exception and then the like the inside of bracket, outside of bracket.
So you need an inside rule. I agree. You may need more than one rule though. There are only 3 rules: times rules.
Yeah, I think you'll need quotient rule as well.
Quotient rule is a division. Do you see any division? Probably don't want. Probably don't want.
Wait, is it product rule? Yeah.
Product rule, yeah, product rule. So times rule, or they call it product rule. Why? Because there you go. This is x times that, correct? And you need the inside there also. So that's fine. Okay, Evan, U and V. So what is U prime?
What? Sorry.
Come on, U is x. So U prime is?
Wait.
The differentiation of x is?
What?
Are you sure? You're not certain? The differentiation of 2x is? 2. Great. Therefore, the differentiation of x is?
1.
Good. Just for you to be certain, some people may also be uncertain. Now, good for you. 1.
Okay.
Now, V prime is just slightly harder. Do you know how to do? You do the inside rule.
V prime.
Remember, pretend that you're seeing cosine x. What's the differential of cosine x? Come on.
Negative sign.
Good, negative sign x, right? Now, you use that first, right? So, you must write down minus sine 2x plus 1. Understand?
Okay.
And then, there is an inside, how you handle the inside? You differentiate the inside and times it in front. What is it? The inside is?
2.
2. And then that's it. And that is V prime. Understand? That's the inside rule, or the, they call it the chain rule. Okay?
So the final v prime is 2
minus 2 sine 2x plus 1.
okay.
Make sense, huh? Okay, now let's assemble. Matthew, assemble for us, please. Matthew, you're probably muted as well.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
Right. Okay, assemble for us.
1 times 2 minus sine times,
V.
yeah.
The V is
Uh,
the V is not minus 2. The V is U prime is 1. and then
oh, I saw wrongly.
yeah.
Cosine times 2x plus 1.
Right. Okay, and plus U,
Plus x
right? And then
times 2 minus sine times 2x plus 1.
minus 2 lah, yeah. Minus 2 sine 2x plus 1.
Yeah.
And then, oh, that's it. Now, for those of you who feel uncomfortable with trigo, this will trigger a lot of bad reactions. It will. But that's why we do things earlier, yeah? That's why we do things earlier. Now, we leave it there first. We might be able to simplify or not, we don't know, but we leave it there for now. Okay, that's your differentiation. Right, now this differentiation, when done properly, should give you around 2 marks. It's not very difficult. I've seen harder ones. Hence, now we are supposed to integrate. Okay. I'm going to make it simpler first. Something like the differentiation of this guy now. In the remaining 2 minutes, I will illustrate for you the reverse process. The reverse process that we will need to use in order to solve this guy. We are now solving this guy. Why? We have differentiated. Have every confidence, people, that you are now ready to solve this guy. Joel, I want to invite you to see there are 3 elements here. Number 1, number 2, and number 3, something like that. Which element is most similar to what they want?
Is it the last one?
Correct. As you can tell, everybody, I hope, here's your sine 2x plus 1. Here is your x. The only difference is 4. Joel, if I may say to you, the difference between 4 and 2 are very minimal. Does that make any sense? Very minimal.
Yeah.
Okay, this is where we will now use the reverse process in order to integrate this impossible thing. One more time. This is impossible to integrate. Impossible. Why? There's a times. Okay, we can use product rule, ma? We cannot. There's no product rule for integration. There's only product rule for differentiation. There is no product rule for integration. The reason why this is impossible because it's x times sine. That's it. It's enough to make it impossible. Now, the reverse process. Please observe. To some of you, I have communicated that math works in inverse. So sine inverse cancel sine, something like that. Sine inverse cancel sine, it is like we're left with x lah, so to speak lah. Who can accept that differentiation and integration? Okay, currently I am integrating the left and the right. By my own will, I am integrating left, therefore I must integrate right. One more time, I'm integrating left, and therefore I am integrating right. Do you notice that this is integration and differentiation? What happens? Make a guess. What happens when you integrate and differentiate at the same time? Eben, venture a guess. Oh, Joel, you want to guess? Joel?
It cancels out.
And you are left with?
The starting equation, like the x cos.
Right.
Yeah, that one.
Now, frankly speaking though, even though you are correct, you probably don't see any benefit yet. Correct or not? You haven't seen any benefit. Let's be fair, right? Well, okay,
Mhm.
let's continue to the right. To the right, you shall now have another integration. Sine 2x plus 1. And you have another integration. Joel and everybody else, this is getting more similar to the question. Look, the question is asking you for the integration of that. See, now we have the integration. That is actually my first purpose. I am making this more and more similar to the question. Joel, you can see that?
Yeah.
Now help us settle the final, difference. How do we handle the difference between 2 and 4?
Times 2.
Right? So I times 2 everything. And therefore, now I have 2,
Cosine.
2, and now I have 4 here. Make sense?
Yeah.
And this is the times 2. And now this is the same as the question. Okay. Oh dear, time is up. My goodness. Nice. Okay. Right. Oh dear. Sorry, yeah. Too much, too much. I still have around 5 minutes to cover. Cannot rush through, right? For those who can see the point, good for you. For those who cannot, I will cover this on Monday lah. Well, we're still in the process of making notes. Okay. Unfortunately, I have to stop here. And I'll see you on Monday lah. All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
Ariel,
you.
welcome,
Okay,
Kirana.
thank you.
Okay, welcome, Evan.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome, Matthew. Nice.